a very late sequel, shall we say, has come out.
But it's not called Beverly Hills Cop 4.
No, it's Axel F.
And we're a little late on this because we don't get together all the time. But I think we should comment on this.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We're late to the game because everybody else has, but...
let's admit it. Like, the very first Beverly Hills Cop was amazing.
I went back and watched it again.
Oh, yeah, me too. It launched.
And it's still awesome.
Now, why was it awesome?
Well, it's awesome because of Eddie Murphy.
Why? Why Eddie Murphy? Why was he awesome?
He has this charisma. This was before he went weird and not funny. Before he stopped doing comedy stuff.
Movies.
He went to family stuff, and but he was like crude at one point.
Well, yeah, like
right?
I would be up in my room, and he was my gateway to Andrew Dice Clay. Like, I was watching his raw comedy.
Yeah. Like he was crude and funny, and he has this this charisma where it's that youthful, funny, sarcastic.
It just comes off easily for him.
Yeah, it does.
And he's cool too.
Well, you believe his character, right? He's all joking around and everything, but then he can turn serious right at the drop of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays them both very well,
perfectly.
Yeah, the thing is, in the other guys, Will Ferrell, he's just nonsense. But in Beverly Hills Cop, while he was funny and kooky, he had a serious side.
Yeah,
which was great.
Yeah. But then they did 2 and 3. And then went a little over the top in some of it.
2 was good.
Especially Judge Reinhold in one of them. Well, they do...
3 was a throwaway.
The cast comes back, right? They bring everybody back. And the surprise is, I was totally shocked. Kevin Bacon was a villain. If I see Kevin Bacon in anything now, I go, he's the bad guy.
Well, now.
Yeah, in everything I've seen him in lately.
Yeah, that wasn't a spoiler.
It wasn't a spoiler. He's always the bad guy. As soon as I said, oh, yeah, here we go.
Now this one starts off kind of the same scenario. They're at a hockey game. He has this little schemey thing going on. It's a chuckle worthy, I guess.
But at least that situation, it tracks with the way that he has done all of his movies.
Yeah. And then he goes to the other city, and then there's the hotel scene, which was a callback to the first. Okay, this was basically, here's nostalgia for you.
Yeah. They did a lot of nostalgia stuff in this, including one part where he goes up to the hotel and he starts doing a character, and he the heck with it. He just gives up on it. I'm not doing this anymore.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't care for the daughter plot too much in it.
It was pretty weak.
Yeah, like
that's becoming a trope.
Yeah, but the whole I'm angry at you and you're angry at me, and we both didn't talk to each other. But it's been done a billion times.
Not only that, but it seemed very superficial.
Yeah, like she could have just been his daughter who got into trouble. Simple.
But even if they throw things, even if they did the family complication thing in there, this felt like,
an afterthought.
We're going to write a family complication, and we're not going to dive into it at all, and it's not going to feel emotional whatsoever.
And it's not going to resolve too quick.
I'm glad they didn't, because I was not interested in it.
Yeah, but was the alternative better?
No.
Did you find that engaging?
No.
That was the weakest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely the weakest part. But
you know what I missed from this movie? I missed Eddie Murphy's laugh. I missed Axel Foley's laugh. That wasn't in there.
But apparently, he became so known for it, and he was asked to do it all the time, that he just said, "Okay, forget that. I'm not doing it anymore."
But that's
except his character does that.
Yeah, but principles, I guess.
But I noticeably missed it. Like I was waiting for it, and it never came.
Yeah, and some of the banter was seemed like forced banter sometimes in this one a little bit. But it has been 40 years since the original.
Well, here's the thing. There's 2 ways to look at this movie. Fun, because, now I remember the original. Look at the characters they're all back together. Even Serge, who is Balky, you might remember him. Okay, it was great to see them all together.
I cringed when he came on, though. No, I really did cringe.
I didn't.
That whole scene, I just, oh no.
But honestly, and I know We're all over 50. I know how we change. Seeing them in their advanced age, I didn't like it whatsoever.
No.
They were fun when they were young because there was an innocence and a cool hipness about them. And now I'm looking at them, and I know we're all grandpas, but they were grandpas.
Yeah.
They were grandpas.
And they looked very...
Oh, yeah. Judge Reinhold looked dead.
He did, yes. And contrast that with the original, and he was like a baby-faced innocent guy.
They all look baby-face innocent now.
So I cringed at that. So there's one way to look at it is, enough with the nostalgia, you're making me not like this. And then there's another way, oh, it's just fun looking back at the original.
Now, the good part of it is, it was free. It's on Netflix.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't pay for this in the theater.
Can you imagine if they put it out in the theater and we went?
Yeah, I know.
And we would have gone.
Like, this wasn't the Matrix that we had to go see in theater. The last one. That was a bomb.
A train wreck.
You know. I hated going to pay for that one. This one, I watched on TV. It was cute. I may even at some point watch it again.
Oh, I will never watch this again. In fact, I fell asleep at the end of this one. And I'm looking through the comments of some of the reviews I'm watching. I don't usually watch the reviews before we record, but I did. And so many people fell asleep watching this.
Okay. I fell asleep watching it. but then the next day I finished it.
Now, like, because the story was just nothing. The characters were nothing.
Oh no, it was just an excuse to get everybody together.
Yeah.
And do
It
some
was a friends
banter
reunion.
and that.
And some of it didn't even make sense. Like the way Taggart started treating his buddy that he went through his life as a cop with. All of a sudden he was against him because now he's the chief. Mm-hmm. And it didn't even make sense story-wise.
No. Oh,
Well, I mean, he was kind of adversarial with him even when they were younger in the first ones.
No, he was the senior cop and he was by the book and everything. But this one, he nonsensically was against them.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, not against him on steroids.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I thought this was very unnecessary, and I really didn't get much enjoyment out of it.
I didn't mind it. I've seen much worse remakes, like I just mentioned, Matrix. Except this one I was okay with because I didn't have to pay for it. It was just a little bit of nostalgia.
as long as it's free.
As long as it's free. You know, it only took an hour and 44 minutes out of my life.
Oh, is that all it was? An hour and 44 minutes?
Something like that,
I don't
yeah.
know,
And I
man.
fell asleep in that
Like in
time?
the original, when the two cops are in the car and Eddie Murphy pops in the back seat, and I'm thinking, oh, this is great.
Banana and then this one, and they
It
did
lacked
that.
any kind of pizzazz when he did it in this one. Like,
Yeah.
They're grandpas. They're not cool. They're not being funny. Like, what if they did the nostalgia thing, like, but redid it like 21 Jump Street, and they were handing it off to a new, extremely funny character?
I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
No, but it would be better than a nothing story with nothing characters.
However, would you have been really angry if all of a sudden they did Beverly Hills Cop 4 with, say, Kevin Hart?
Well, yeah, because Axel Foley is Eddie Murphy. But bring Eddie Murphy back. He's old. Everybody else is old.
Okay.
But hand it off in a funny way to somebody who is out there and who is funny and hip.
The daughter's boyfriend cop guy that they tried to like team him up with, that you already forget about because he was that.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but he was nothing in the film. Like, no interest at all in his character. Had they put maybe a Ryan Reynolds type character in his spot that had some funny, that had some pizzazz, that might have been good for a, you know.
Well, maybe, but it wouldn't do anything for the franchise because the franchise is dead now. They can't recover from a nothing movie like this.
I bet they can. I bet they'll try.
Axel F +2. Axel in space.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, so you're not enjoying it too much. You fell asleep. I guess I'm the only one who was okay with it. What would you give it?
This is an easy watch if you want to take a nap. 5.
I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna go 6. This is a 6.
That's what I'll go. 6. It wasn't fantastic. It's free on Netflix. It didn't make me want to punch the TV when I watched it. It was so bad, like some shows I've been watching lately. So yes, I'll say it's 6.
6. Okay, but what is the purpose of a nostalgia film?
That was it.
Is it to, okay, look, everybody's going to love this because of nostalgia? Or do people sit there and say, oh, I remember how good the first one was?
It's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Because Beverly Hills Cop on Netflix became the most watched show when Axel F came out on Netflix. The original. So they just promoted themselves. So they got more
I'm not
views.
going to lie. I went back and watched the first
So
one.
did you.
Yeah, and we
all did.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So these nostalgia films, why don't they make a good film instead of saying, hey, remember this good film?
Well, apparently they thought this was a good film.
No, they couldn't have.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, yeah, they're not putting out crap movies on purpose. Somebody thinks this is a good movie.
Okay.
Not him.
Hollywood thinks this is a good movie. Doop, doo, 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 doop.